Hey everybody, this is Florian again from Pure Racing Team. I'm gonna take you today on a lap of Daytona. 24-hour race is soon coming, so we thought that we're gonna make a Daytona lap for you guys. Accidentally I missed today the weather conditions because I gonna comment today a replay for you guys. I thought about doing this replay because it's a little bit easier, because I can make a quick pause and start again, that I can tell you a little better about the cornering, what I'm gonna do, what is gonna happen. And especially here on Daytona it's pretty different because you can take different lines, and I'm trying to explain you during that here also which line you take when in which condition, let's say in qualify or in race. So we're going now onto the chicane. The chicane is really the beginning of a quick lap, of a hot lap. You have to take as much speed as possible out of the chicane, and then take as much speed to the final straight, which ends up in the finish line. So we're here starting for the first corner. Soon we cross the finish line. I'm gonna make a pause now that I can explain you how to take the first corner. First corner starts with a braking point. You can see here on the right side a yellow sign. This is my braking point. You're braking really hard in 6th gear, shift down then pretty slowly, I would say. You brake very hard, so you set your car that it steers in to the left side and make it very straight braking. If you steer during the braking, the rear is very oversteering and you will lose the car here. So I go on. You go down to 2nd gear, and the next corner on the left you see that that tires here. We're trying to take that corner as tight as possible on the tires here, and then accelerating out in 2nd gear again. Watch out here, it is a very oversteering situation at this point, where you are not allowed to push the throttle very hard. You have to accelerate really slowly with the throttle out and try to stabilize the car very good. So we come to the next braking point, maybe a little later here. You see the sign on the right side, the 100 sign. I would say between the 100 sign and the cones on the right side, there is the braking point. It's about 80-90 meters, where you're braking really hard and go down to the 1st gear. And especially here, that next corner you can see, you can take this corner really tight, which would be a racing line, or you take the corner a little wider, which would be a qualifying line. You go down here to 1st gear and let your car roll around the corner and try to accelerate as early as possible in the 1st gear and take a very wide line. I forward again a little, and here you try to accelerate and take really all the left side. So try to hit the curb on the exit of that that entry from another street, I would say. As you can hear, I've hit it. So next corner is a full throttle 5th gear. I go a little bit forward. Try to hit a little the curb on the inside, but watch out, not too hard. It will first of all be an incident, and the second is that there is a little bump in the street which is making your car oversteering. As you can see here, I stop here. Right before I have made a little steering to the right that I can stabilize the car again, because here the rear is getting really loose. Next braking point. On the right side you see the cones. Here you're braking really hard. For a qualifying lap, I would say you're braking on a very straight line and try to steer in as late as possible. For a race line, I would recommend to do to go more to the right side, because then you're closing the line for the people which are behind you, and nobody can overtake you at that corner on the outside. So we're braking down to first gear, so be aware, don't shift too fast in the first gear, because when you steer in and the first gear is not in, or let's say and the first gear is too quick in, the rear is gone, so you will lose the car here and spin around. Then you let it roll really long and try to accelerate here at this point. This is I would say really the apex of the line. You can see here on the straight this tires which go into the blue and white signs here on the straight of you, really straight on. And at this point I'm accelerating nearly full throttle out of the corner and shift up really early and try to take here the curb at the outside really wide. You have to go really wide here to take as much speed as possible out of the corners. Next braking point. So you see on the right side, I go a little forward. You see on the right side these these 6 cones. After the 6 cones, there is a street, or let's say another part of the track where you could go on to the right, and between these 2 cones there is this white line. Exactly at the corner of this white line I start my braking here. Then you go down to second and steer in really tight. You try to take this left corner, you try to hit the curb here on the inside, and try to take it in second gear. You should open the brake after this cornering and then let the car roll a little, because now here on this straight you are not allowed to accelerate too quickly. You have to go really slowly on the throttle, because here at this point there are many bumps in the street that you can get here a problem when you accelerate really fast, or when you push the throttle too fast. Then the car spins and you see yourself on the left side on the lawn. Now the exit of this corner should be on a very sharp angle, I would say, for that ramp. Yeah, you see here you're entering now the oval, and we want to go as tight as possible, so with a very sharp angle into the oval, because if you go up the ramp a little on the right side more, so if you steer more out to the right side, then you will lose speed here. So, and now we're accelerating, we're staying really tight here at the inside. This is, I would say, yeah, the fastest line, as much as at the inside as possible. Now the next braking point. You see here the 200 meter sign, and right behind it there is a yellow sign. I go a little forward for you. So here on the right side you see a yellow sign, and exactly this yellow sign is my braking point. I'm braking really hard down to fourth and try to hit the curb on the left side from the entry of the chicane here. So you're really taking the full curb. You're even a little on the lawn on the left side with the left rear with the left tires, and at this point you shift down to third. steer to the other direction, try to hit the right side curb, and then brake really quickly. Take at the point when you hit the curb, you take a short kick on the brake, I would say, not too hard, but a little kick, that you get your rear stabilized on to the right side, to the left side, that the car steers in to the right side. And at this point we're starting to accelerate full throttle in third gear onto the curb of the right side exit, and try also to hit fully the curb on the left side exit. That was very important point here. You have to accelerate here really early to take the full speed onto the straight here. So here on the straight you can gain so much time if you accelerate out here really early. So, and then we're just hitting the finish line with a time, I remember it was 143.062, so it's a pretty good lap. I have to say that I made this lap with full fuel, so I wanted to make it with full fuel because I would say it is a 24-hour race, so you should be able to make here a pretty good constant laps, and I would say with full fuel you have to race here every lap, every stint, and that makes it very important to get here also a little hint about what are the times with full fuel in this race. So everybody, I thank you for watching, and I hope you're gonna subscribe again, or if you haven't subscribed, just do it. I hope you enjoyed the video today. It was a little different to the last time, but I think this makes it a little bit more understanding to you guys how you're gonna race a hot lap, let's say here, or a normal lap on Daytona at night. Have fun by watching again and again, and see you next time. Bye.